From the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, welcome to Luxury Life 09. I'm Monita Rajpal. For the fashion majors set to graduate from the FIT, the slumping economy can only add to the competition they'll face in an already cutthroat industry. Yet enrollment at this prestigious school remains high because for many, fashion is much more than a profession.
Do we need another white?
For Andrew Rosen, the industry truly is his life. His father, Carl Rosen, developed the concept of fashion licensing, and the younger Rosen got his start early on as an executive at Calvin Klein. I sat down with Rosen, now the CEO of The Theory label, at his headquarters here in New York. I asked him about his role in the contemporary movement and his most recent project, the relaunch of the high-end Helmut Lang line. How has 2009 been?
You know, 2009 has been an interesting year because, you know, we started off the year so difficult, and we've seen at the back half of the year that there's been some energy back in the consumer. There's been some you know, return to getting excited about clothes and buying clothes. So we look at the year as actually the start of sort of a new beginning. So there was one pattern that I chose for the customer.
How do you maintain that aspirational quality both for Helmut Lang and for Theory at a time when people can't even think about aspiring to bigger and better when they're just barely getting by?
You know, my philosophy for both Theory and Helmut Lang has never been to clothe the world. I never had the intention that we were trying to clothe everyone that walked down the street, or even everyone that walked into the store. We had to, and we do, have a very specific aesthetic and a very specific fit and feel to our clothes. And for the people that that's right for, we nail it for them. The quality of the fabric, the quality of the fit, the integrity of the whole experience, and that is the platform that is used at both Helmut Lang and Theory, even though the aesthetic of Helmut Lang and the aesthetic of Theory are very different.
Helmut Lang is, it fills a void that, say, Theory isn't able to fill, or is that you don't want it to fill?
It just goes to it. Theory can go so far aesthetically and you know, can only go to the edge, and Helmut Lang can go a little over the edge.
How difficult is it to acquire a company, to work with a brand that was already established to begin with an established look, and then to try and make it yours but maintain the difference? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You know, for me, the company was closed when we bought it. We just bought the name.
Yeah.
And I totally was always inspired by and understood the Helmut Lang aesthetic and the Helmut Lang business. So for me, I made the conscious decision with
Rosen says his focus will always be in the clothing that he makes, but he also told me that a tough market needs clear marketing. Aisha Durgahi now on how many designers are turning to technology, introducing their collections to a whole new potential buyer. Plus, the power of denim, how one fashion-savvy head of state is helping to redefine the look of jeans. We'll be back from the fashion capital of New York City in just a moment. Back to Luxury Life 09. We're at the Knitting Lab here at the Fashion Institute of Technology. This is fashion in its simplest form. Thread turning into fabric, turning into clothes. The garment district here in New York was built on that foundation. So too the fashion centers in England, in France, and Italy. But as Emily Chang shows us, there is a subtle shift taking place, helping redefine how fashion is made and designed.
Hi, thank you. Hi.
Back in the early 80s, two French brothers launched the Guess label and transformed jeans from American work pant to fashion mainstay. Now, in the midst of recession, it's another Frenchman, President Nicolas Sarkozy, who's putting the comforting look of jeans back on the map. Jim Bitterman reports now from Paris. What does fashion's favorite grandmother think about her changing industry? Luxury Life returns in just a moment. exhibit at the Fashion Institute's museum speaks to the timelessness of good design. Certain cuts and patterns just seem to transcend trends. Designer Betsy Johnson got her start during the political turmoil of the 60s. Now facing the economic turmoil of today, Johnson says she will continue to do what she has always done, stick to the timeless designs that made her famous. And that is our look at the resilient world of fashion. Before we go, we leave you with the sights and sounds of Pakistan's first ever Fashion Week. Ivan Watson discovered that despite the security risks, fashion delivered. I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for watching.